Good morning. I just woke up, grabbed my coffee, and today I'm going to explain to you how can you manage your finger pain when performing judo or Brazilian jiu-jitsu or any form of grappling that involves using a gi or a jacket. Well, first of all, why do you develop finger pain? Because we are holding the gi very tightly, and sometimes with grip breaking, we are fighting for grips. We are holding the gi very tightly, and our fingers are not used to this kind of movements, are not used to this kind of physical labor. Usually people that work in as mechanics, for example, or that work heavy physical demanding job have less problem with that because they already use their fingers a lot, so their tendons and their ligaments are already conditioned for this kind of job, while normal people are not used to do this kind of stuff. So what should we need to do in order to make the finger pain go away? Well, there are 4 things and tips that I will give you throughout this video, so stay tuned. The first tip is to accept that the pain is normal. You're performing a martial art. You're performing a big... The fact is, holding the gi that tightly with our hands, it's very difficult. It's a big stressor for our hands, but in the beginning it will be normal to develop some finger pain from grappling. But the more you will grapple, the more you will perform judo and your techniques, the more your fingers will get used to this kind of movements. They will become much more conditioned, the tendons will become much more stronger, the joints will start to become much more resilient, and you might end up having joints. Okay, mine are kinda decent, but you can see they are kinda slightly bigger, the joints, than the normal part, the central part of the bone. Okay, the joints will adapt. If you look at judokas or BJJ practitioners who have done this for decades and years, you can see that their fingers are much more bigger than a normal people, because you will adapt. The pain eventually will go away. You will get used to it, basically. So be comfortable with accepting a little bit of finger pain in the beginning. The second thing that you can do is increasing resilience in the finger and increasing your grip strength. The more grip strength you develop, the more your tendons will adapt, because every time that you're working a muscle, the tendon will improve as well. So in our hands, we have 4 arm muscles. Okay, in our hands we have some muscles that starts from our elbow and go directly to our fingers on the lateral side and on the medial side. And when we are training this muscle, we increase the stability of our elbow and the stability of our fingers. So how can we increase our grip strength? The first thing that we can do is doing pulling exercise performed without straps. That will increase our grip strength and work your tendons and ligaments in your hands as well. So when you're doing your strength and conditioning, do the warm-up sets of exercises like pull-ups, Romanian deadlifts, rows, things like that, with no assistance. Try not to use the straps, because the goal here is not to work on your lats, on your pulling muscles. The goal here is to increase the stiffness and strength of your tendon. So start the warm-up with no assistance so that you can condition your hands, and then later when you're doing your working sets, you use the straps. Another thing that you can do at the end of your strength and conditioning session, or also at the end of your judo session, is to performing holding isometrics. So hanging off from the bar with 2 hands and 1 hand when you start to develop a good level of grip strength. Holding your gi from the bar is another thing that you can do to condition your fingers specifically for the gi. Also, farmer carries are kind of cool for developing a good endurance in your hand. My advice for how much to do that would be a couple of sets of 30 seconds and at the end of your training session, and aim to increase the time under tension every week. So if you started with 30 seconds, next week you're going to do 35, and next week you're going to do 40, 45, etc., etc. You will increase the time under tension so that your grip will become much more conditioned. I know that it might sound confusing and maybe you don't have an idea. You don't really have a strength and conditioning program. If you need any help with your strength and conditioning program in order to become a better athlete, a better grappler, and to reduce your pain during your practice, you might hit up a DM, you might write a comment, or look at the description so that we can have a chat, free chat, and I will look. I just relearned how to speak. We can take a look at your problem and I will give you personalized advice for your situation. And the next two things that you can do in order to reduce your finger pain is avoid stupid shit. Avoid doing stupid shit, because the stupid shit is things like breaking grips like a motherfucker. Don't do that. Or trying to hold the grip all the time. Try to modulate the intensity that you have while you're gripping. You don't have to hold 100% all the time. Of course, your fingers are going to hurt. Okay, when your partner is breaking the grip, don't try to hold that tightly, because you are going to develop finger pain and your grip will start to become weaker. There is the story of a guy who was doing a randori against Shohei Ono, and the Shohei Ono broke the grip with the sleeve with one hand and broke the finger of the other guy. Don't be the other guy who gets his finger broke because he doesn't want to let the grip go. You are training, you're not competing. It's okay to let the grip go, because if you get injured, you will train less. If you are not healthy, you will perform. Your performance will decrease. Okay, so during grip fighting, also modulate the intensity. If you see that there is someone more spazzy that is breaking the grips in a way that is too much intense, and you have pain in your fingers, avoid doing randori with that person, because maybe it's not the good time for you to do against this person. Okay, and if you have finger pain, modulate the intensity to which you are gripping your partner. Reduce the strength that you are holding against someone else. Okay, the fourth thing would be tape your fingers. Taping your I'm not really a fan of taping my fingers. I haven't really taped my fingers that much, but taping your fingers can increase the stability of your joints, can increase the stability increase the stability of your joints if you are doing this, if you're doing taping correctly. So if you have finger pain and you feel like your joints are a little more unstable than usual, before going into practice, you might tape them all and add a little bit of external support to your joints. But I will tell you, this doesn't really change that much, because what I believe personally is that you are not going to have it's not much that you have better stability, is that the sensation of having something external over your fingers will trick your brain to believe that you're feeling less pain. It's the same concept why, for example, knee braces or elbow braces work. They're not working by stabilizing the joints, they're working by giving your brain an external stimulus, a sensitive external stimulus that will confuse your brain, your pain signals to your brain. Okay, it's like having two different signals, one that is coming from the pain, one that is coming from the physical sensation of this thing bracing your joint, that will conflict with each other, and you will perceive less pain. But it's not that it's not that your joint will be more stable. It's you will perceive less pain, but the problem is still there. So even if you tape your finger and it helps you, try to still use the advice that I gave it to you. Okay, so increase resilience in the fingers by doing the exercises that I've proposed to you, and also avoid stupid shit. try to modulate the intensity to which you're grip breaking, to which you're grip fighting, and modulate the intensity to which you are gripping your partner, because this will save your fingers and allow you to perform judo for a longer period of time. Hope that this video was useful. Remember to aim upward as always.